Yes, you have found the Flopronomicon. Look upon my object of power and learn its many secrets. Yes, this game, one of my favorites. Ooh. You know, I got my first kiss while playing this game. You may be wondering how I died. Well, that's a story for another time. You know, there's still time to go to the bathroom before the show starts. You're listening to Paige turning ASMR. I mean, studying the Flopronomicon. Is this the one that requires costumes? No? Oh, well. Being a disembodied voice hasn't been great for my romance game. Ooh, this one's a good one.
Good evening. It is the third Friday of the month, and that means it's time for All You Can Eat Improv, the virtual show with Comedy Flops.
Woo!
If you've been here before, you know what this is all about. We started doing these shows during the pandemic, and we've kept them going and probably will through the year, and then we'll see. Then we might morph our channel a little bit. Who knows? But we're keeping going for the moment. And as you know, each month we support a different nonprofit organization in our community through our shows. And so this month we're supporting Planned Parenthood of Greater New York. I think you know they provide amazing health care to anyone with any resources. Everyone's welcome there. I think that's great. And so we want to show them some love this month. If you feel the same way and you look just below me here, you'll see there is a link, and that's the link to our donations. Feel free to kick in a little bit and help them out. They'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate it. All right, we have a fun show planned for you tonight. We have a great cast, as always, and I'm going to introduce them to you now. So our first cast member we're going to meet tonight, again, is someone who might be confused for someone elderly, but no, it's Heavy Grandma. But look,
So
not majorly at all. The youngest looking grandma. This grandma drops pearls of wisdom like Ozzy Osbourne. I'm telling you, it's great. So it was a beautiful day today. It didn't rain. And thankfully, this superhero could take a day off from his battle with annelids. Let's welcome Wormhammer.
Ting, ting, ting.
Woo woo! The wine.
This
Am
flops.
I fighting the worms or am I the worms? You may never
It
know.
depends. It depends on the show, really. I change it up, just to give you a more complex thing, But our next flop had to rebuild their home studio from hand, and is still looking for parts in the mess, and it's just a whole rigmarole. So let's welcome Rigamarole.
Yeah, you might notice the quality's a little low tonight, gang. I am missing a cable. I'm using a different webcam. I'm using a webcam tonight because I can't find my gosh darn cable.
Oh no, you're low res. You're 480. So some of you know that the U.S. Open just happened, and there was all this news about this 19-year-old phenom of a tennis player, but that was all lies. There was no 19-year-old phenom. No, there was in fact Joe Lobb.
Oh, hey, sucks.
Never see the sunny side of 19 again.
No, it's true. It's true. If you're a little bit hungry tonight, but the cupboard's bare, don't worry. Mrs. Meatwad's here.
Ah, I'm in your dog's mouth.
Drop it.
Could be that could be a catchphrase, I think. Mrs. Meatwad says, "I'm in your dog's mouth."
Everybody,
So-
we're gonna get
That's
little dolls
interesting.
of each of us, and when you pull the string, it's different catchphrases.
Yeah.
Mr. Meatwad's dead. I'm in your dog's mouth.
That's right. That's right. Yep, it's true. It's true. So the first game tonight that we're going to play for you is called The Worst Thing You Could Say. And so what we need are just different situations one might find themselves in, and we will come up with pretty much the most horrific thing someone could say in that situation. This is a game for everybody, of course, and I'll give folks a minute to throw some stuff in the chat, and here we go. We have a comment. Oh, it's the flops. it's us. So the first suggestion is worst thing you can say in an elevator. Wormhammer.
Oh, you're going to 12. You're going to 12. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to. Oh, wait. No, not one. It's 2. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Riggy.
Do you know that over 758 people die every year in an elevator-related incident?
Heavy Grandma.
So, yeah, that was you.
Joe Lobb.
I like to watch the lights light up every time I press every single button.
Riggy.
And that's why I don't believe you should bathe your dog. Isn't that right, Scrap?
Mrs. Meatwad.
You know, this bell button, it's for room service.
Oh, Wormhammer, go ahead.
I like to test to see if the doors will stop before they close if you go in front of them.
Creme Fraiche. Have you accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal savior? Riggy.
And this button here calls a bunch of sexy firemen.
Wormhammer.
Okay, so this is going to be the piss corner if anything goes wrong.
Heavy Grandma.
Have you accepted Satan as your Lord and Savior?
All right. Oh, Lobb.
I've got this patent for an elevator that goes sideways, and I'd like to tell you all about it.
All right. Riggy.
Have you seen Hamilton? Let me sing you my favorite 6 songs.
All right. Let's take another suggestion here. Worst thing you can say upon winning an award.
You know what? I would thank my parents and my associates, but no, you know what? This was me, not you.
Lobb.
Same idea.
Okay, Heavy Grandma.
Unfortunately, I cannot accept this award until they tear down the Berlin Wall. Well, at that, thank you very much.
Riggy.
My mother always taught me to be humble and accept things graciously. But suck it, Ashton Kutcher!
Wormhammer.
Second place. Get it out of here.
Lobb.
I will be willing to bet this thing is not real gold. Yeah, look at that.
Riggy.
I want every small child out there to know that this is what sleeping to the top looks like.
Wormhammer.
All right, time to melt this gold medal and pay my rent.
I was thinking something along those lines too. Oh, Heavy Grandma.
And now, I will attempt to be the first actor to swallow this award in just one bite.
Mrs. Meatwad's got one.
Yeah, I have one.
For my lifetime achievement in the film industry and my dedication and hard work for 50 years, they gave me this little guy.
And now I'm going to complete the second part of my trick and attempt to pass this award. Heavy Grandma.
Unfortunately, I cannot accept this award because my name is not Oscar.
Wormhammer.
Oh, great. How am I going to get this through airport security?
Heavy Grandma.
Winning a Grammy? Oh, sorry, I'm not into older ladies.
But you are Heavy Grandma.
That's true. Lobb.
Champagne. Where's the champagne? I'm not accepting this unless it's filled with Dom Perignon.
Okay. Worst thing you can say when starting a cowboy quick draw duel. Bullets? I thought we were using water guns. Wormhammer.
Hey, man, you ever consider there is room for 2 of us in this town?
Riggy.
You know what my pappy always taught me? Check to make sure it's loaded before we go.
Heavy Grandma.
This town ain't big enough for the 2 of us, but I'm pretty sure if we take this vacant lot over here, we'll have a lot more space and we'll be just fine.
All right, final one. Worst thing you can say when recording the drug side effects for a commercial.
I gotta readjust for this one, I guess. Hold on. There we go.
Okay. All right. Lobb.
I talk this fast naturally.
Mrs. Meatwad.
Side effects for this drug are awesome.
Heavy Grandma.
If you have an erection lasting more than 8 hours, please contact the Guinness Book of World Records.
Wormhammer.
Side effects may include loss of sleep, loss of appetite, and getting lit.
Riggy.
Consider asking your doctor whether or not they're really that into me. They won't give me a call back.
I kind of feel like any commercial you actually see is the worst thing that you could say. Riggy.
If you suffer a prolapsed anus after taking this medicine, that's on you.
We're still researching the side effects, so let us know what happens.
Wormhammer.
Side effects may include rage against the machine.
Heavy Grandma.
Sipping including, but we will absolutely screw you over with the handling.
Riggy.
Some sensitive people may feel attraction to frogs.
That one just got me. All right. That is worst thing you could say. Nice job, everyone. Well done. All right. So we're going to play a game now called Pardon.
We're all going to think of one of those for later, by the way. Every single
Oh,
one
yeah.
of us is going to be halfway through the episode right now. You're going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
man, I should have for the medicine.
So when you have that moment, like between games, just share it, right? We can thread it through the show. It's fine. So next game is Pardon, and this is a two-person scene for Rigamarole and Wormhammer. If you've never seen Pardon before, they're just going to do a typical scene, and in that scene, anytime someone doesn't quite hear what the other person says, they'll say pardon, and that person has to repeat it, but they have to change it and amplify it and make it weird in some way. And so for this, let's go into our suggestions and let's get something interesting to choose.
The Bing Boys are back as the Pardon Pals.
The Bing Boys.
Bing Boys. Tonight's episode of the Bing Boys takes place in the library.
Oh, we got to readjust again. All right.
I'll get out of your screen.
Hey.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I got to get to the shelf behind you there.
I see you love porn fiction.
Pardon?
I see you love porn fiction.
Yeah, I grew up on a farm, but now that I'm in the city, I can't get enough of the stuff.
Yeah. Pardon?
Yeah, I grew up on a farm, but now that I'm feeling pretty, I can't get filled up much.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of interesting ways that they discuss about the ways you can make it in this book.
Yeah. I take it out like maybe once every 6 weeks. I should just buy a copy, right?
Pardon?
I take it out when I'm feeling weak. My wrists are awful floppy.
Well, I actually, if you the right next to corn fiction, there is wrist medication books. They heal your wrists. Yeah.
Is that so? Is that what you're here doing?
Yeah, it's like spells and stuff.
Spells. Oh, a wizard
yeah.
of sorts.
Yeah, you want to hear one?
Yeah, please go right ahead. I'm sorry,
All
I'm
right.
talking too loud. Yeah, I'll quiet down.
Yeah. In the round to get the car, the huge that then her. That
Ow.
one. Oh, did it work?
Yeah, I think so. Was I supposed to get a nipple piercing?
That is a common side effect. Yes. I have actually 5 right now.
Pardon?
That is a common thing that happens to redheads.
Well, listen here. I'm actually a shirtless model. I model for Corn magazine, and I'm hoping that maybe you could get rid of this with whatever magic spell you've got, because I have a shoot later today, and this ain't gonna fly.
Well, I am only a little bit experienced, so be prepared for other side effects.
Pardon?
I am only a little bit experienced, so be prepared to get upset.
Pardon?
So, I am only a little experienced, so be prepared to get wet.
Okay. I'm prepared. Let me move my books out of the way. Hit me.
And the hand, the hand, the hand, the hand, the hand, the wrist.
I think maybe all you did was make my arm completely floppy from the
Okay,
from the
good.
shoulder
The
down.
first step is complete. Now it's going to take about 6 weeks. You're going to have to exercise that daily.
My wrist, my arm,
Yeah, curls, push-ups, whatever you can do.
but I still have the nipple piercing.
You can go to the local nipple piercing remover for that.
Pardon?
You can go and just roll over for that.
No, they need full nipple shots for the Corn magazine.
Pardon?
They need full ripple pots for home magazine.
Well, if you needed full ripple pots, you should have just said that from the beginning.
You got a spell for that?
No, there's just a section over there.
Oh, wow. You've been very helpful. Do you work here?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. You've been very helpful. I will leave a positive review.
Pardon?
Thank you very much. You've been very helpful. I've enjoyed the view.
Pardon?
Thank you very much. You've been very helpful. I think I'm gonna spew.
Yeah, that's going to happen in about 5 hours.
And scene. We'll look forward to that. I liked the magic twist in it. That was weird and fun. Okay. Alexa just decided to comment on what we're talking about, even though the evil name wasn't invoked. Maybe it was a spell. I don't know. Anyway, time to play a game called Complaint Department. And this is going to be a game for Joe Lobb, Mrs. Meatwad, Heavy Grandma, and Rigamarole.
Oh, no,
And
I'm
so-
guessing something.
Yeah. Sorry. So how this game works is each of these folks is going to be returning something to the store. Well, except for Joe Lobb. Joe Lobb is the clerk at the store, and Joe Lobb will be accepting their returns. And they have to guess what it is they're returning. And they don't know. But they will eventually, through clues that Joe Lobb gives them, figure it out. So what I need to do now, we've got some suggestions in the chat, and I am going to send them just to Joe Lobb so that our other folks cannot hear what they are.
Standing by.
Okay. That again. Okay. Okay, there's the first one, Joe Lobb.
Okay.
And here's the second one. Yep, here's the final one. Okay. Joe Lobb, do you have the items?
I do indeed. Over and out.
Okay. And I'm going to ask everybody else who is going to be guessing to turn off your sound for a moment so I can tell our audience what they'll be watching for. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Meatwad. Everybody else? Okay. So, for our audience out there, Rigamarole will be returning funky condoms. Heavy Grandma will be returning a transparent leash. I like the dancing. And Mrs. Meatwad will be returning a fuzzy television. And that's what you got. So, giving them the universal signal. And we can do it in the order of Mrs. Meatwad, Heavy Grandma, and then Rigamarole.
Half an hour till the weekend. Oh, I cannot wait to get out of this place.
Hey, can I get help over here?
Oh, no. Yes, of course. What can I do for you?
Long drive. I had to drive an hour and a half. No other store would take it. It's just it straight up doesn't work. Plugged it in, nothing. Not even a light.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah.
Let's see. Give me the cord. I've got an outlet right here. Okay, and
All right. You think I'm lying?
no,
Don't answer that.
We just have to check.
Okay.
If you're
Have to check.
this, you have to be careful with everybody. But you're right. You're right. I'm kind of wondering if maybe one side is doing something, even with that coating over everything. Let me scrape it with my finger. No, you're right.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah. When you want to relax after a hard day's work, this is the last thing you want to have happen. I mean, you want to be entertained or amused or moved in some way. And
I mean, yeah, my double tape deck recorder cassette thing it's broken. I can't listen to anything. I have to bust out the records.
Okay, well, vinyl does sound better, of course, but
don't get pretentious, but okay.
Okay. Geez, this hasn't spread to anything else in your house, has it? I mean, because that would be kind of gross.
Well, my houseplants are orange. Could that be? I mean, it's happened recently.
No, I don't think that would be the problem.
Huh.
Did you wear gloves when you carried it around to all these stores? Because I would have just.
Was I supposed to?
Well, you could. You're probably okay without them, but I mean,
yeah, the gloves I found at my house did not fit.
Oh,
everyone saw. But
so
yeah,
you got acquitted.
Yes,
okay.
Of course.
That was the time when this thing was in really heavy use, and I hope it wasn't in that condition back then, was it?
Oh no, I mean my ant farm is pretty new.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you haven't noticed any sort of fruiting bodies or anything on this, have you? I mean, it's I'm just concerned that your entire house will be like that, and then, God, what a mess.
Oh Jesus, yeah. I mean, my hanging topiary plant is it's all messed up. It's all overgrown. I mean,
oh God.
I know it's so. Yeah, all my guests, they hit their heads on it. It's awful. Just jeez.
There are specialists who can remove either the black type or the green type. This I don't think I have seen before. I mean, it's sort of chartreusey, fuchsia. I don't know. I'm making up colors here, but let me ask: did it change anything when the whole country switched from analog to digital?
No, I mean, I don't think my CRT television really got affected by that change. I think July 12th, 2008, everything just kept on going as it was.
Okay. Have you tried using any commercial killers on it? You can get, you go to a paint store and there's this killer and that killer, and one of them might be right for this. I mean, I'm just trying to get you back to your original state of happy watching.
I mean, my Chia Pet shaped like a television. it's kind of like, I mean, it is also overgrown, just like my topiary hanging plant. Less annoying though, because I do like the clever ceramic things.
Ring, 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 ring.
So yeah,
You better answer that.
Yes.
Yeah, Bob. Listen, I'm gonna need a ride home from the eye doctor. They put these drops in my eyes, and I can't see a damn thing. Everything is so blurry.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be happy to. Meanwhile, don't look at the sun directly.
All right. Yeah, thanks. That's good advice.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a really odd question about this thing.
Yeah.
Does it make any sound? Like maybe if you were to stroke it like a cat or a furry animal, does it react?
I mean, my Furby, yeah, that's what's probably broken about it. It doesn't react when I pet it, doesn't meow, whatever it does. Its eyes are still creepy. I mean, yeah. I shake it and it gets worse.
Okay.
I guess it's like a real baby in that way.
Yeah, you could say that. Do you have a hard time focusing on it?
I mean,
there's a knob for focus, I know, hidden under there somewhere.
Yeah, gosh. Hold on, I need to get out my binoculars. Oh, well, they're broken.
Oh, geez, that's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, everything's broken. I have a stupid dog. It knocks everything over.
Oh, jeez.
Probably stop feeding it meat, but again, this is a different story.
So, yeah, that's not a clear sound. It's sort of like interference, but it does make a sound. I'll give you that.
Do you think the picture's fuzzy?
Well, not just the picture, my friend. All 6 sides of this are
oh gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, hauling around the entire stadium jumbotron was really tough in my Ford F-150.
Yeah, I have to ask you, did you buy this here? You said gone to different stores, and usually it's only the place that sells it that'll give you the money
Well, I went
back.
to different locations of the same store. Tried a few pawn shops, but none of them would take it.
Okay. Yeah, let me do the paperwork here, and here is your store credit for your fuzzy TV.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, well, what am I gonna buy here? Another fuzzy TV?
Whatever you can get for $25.86, because that's
low.
what the price was.
Can we get a little bit of higher than
No,
that?
that's what you paid for.
Bobby to the warehouse. Bobby to the warehouse.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Bobby, we're hearing there's a line out the door of customers.
Okay.
Do you need help down there?
Well, depends on what they have to return, but let me try it on my own solo, and if it gets to be like 3 minutes of 6, then could you come down?
Yeah, okay, Bobby.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so you're all set. Happy shopping.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Okay, same to you.
Just kidding.
Oh.
Finally, I've been waiting for a long time. All right.
It's been a busy day.
I understand that. I respect it, but you gave me this piece of crap, and I don't want it anymore. All right.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be happy to give you a refund. What seems to be the problem?
I mean, just look at it. I mean, I came into the store expecting, the highest quality stuff, all right? And you give me this low quality? No. The quality needs to be, high. They can't be middle, can't be low like this. I'm expecting high quality.
Well, this is actually a trial item. We're sort of seeing if we can see our way clear to getting this to sell. In certain circles, I'm led to understand this is quite a prestigious item, because
that's why I was looking for it. And then you give me this, and obviously I'm upset.
Okay, well, you know, one of the things they should have told you on the package is that you have to turn it a certain way, because otherwise, where is it? I mean, right now, I can only make out just a little curve here and a little bit of the circle that goes around the dog's neck. But I know the rest of it's there.
The box should have came with a this side up then if you wanted me to hold it a certain way. I don't know if it goes up, down, side to side, or any of that.
Okay,
You just
well,
gave me it.
yeah. I will. Your discontent has been noted, and I will pass it on to the higher ups, and I'll see if they can get that fixed. But in the meantime, did it have any problems functioning? I mean, I know that perceiving it is difficult, but does it actually do what it's supposed to do?
Well, I mean, I tried as best as I can, but you know, if I'm the problem, you can let me know. But I'm pretty sure I followed all the directions. I mean, I use this stuff regularly.
We're willing to believe that we're the problem. What kind of a dog do you have?
Well, I mean, usually I get the standard, but I wanted to get the deluxe this time.
Oh, okay. So a deluxe dog would be an Irish Wolfhound, an Afghan. What kind of dog do you have?
Like I said, I get the deluxe model. I mean,
okay.
Depending on my mood. I mean, some people think that, like greyhounds are deluxe. I tend to think chihuahuas are deluxe. It's a matter of opinion.
Okay, so you have a Chihuahua.
But it's a very deluxe Chihuahua.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
None of that little yip 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 ones. I'm talking like earth Chihuahua.
Okay, a deep voice Chihuahua. Wow. So did it buckle around the neck? Okay.
No, like I said, I wanted a deluxe leash for my Chihuahua, and you give me this little low quality stuff. Just because it's a Chihuahua doesn't mean I want a small leash, all right? I want the deluxe model.
Okay, we do have this in a larger size. What were people's reactions when they saw the dog walking, and all of a sudden come to a dead stop? That's what people love about this product.
Well, I mean, it was a surprise. I mean, I'm trying to be like the hottest guy on the block, with my deluxe Chihuahua. All of a sudden, it goes oof, oof, and then you shock it. And I didn't know it was a shock collar, all right? I just thought it was a regular leash, all right? If you're going to be shocking my dog, you got to give me a heads up.
Well, there's no shocking equipment on this. I mean, except for what people can see, because they're going to see you and dog walking along, and all of a sudden, dog pulls up short. And they can't figure out why, and that leaves them puzzled for the rest of the day. We are thinking about doing a shock model, but that's further up in development.
I'm saying it's pretty shocking to me. I mean, my dog, it was walking, as you said, and then, I don't know, the reaction of having a collar that has a bunch of, like, spikes on it. I mean, hey, I like punk as much as the other guy, but, like, it just doesn't fit the aesthetic that I'm trying to go for.
One of the things people like to do with this product is hold it up, and it has to be held a certain way, and you have to figure that out yourself. But there are times when you can see city lights and you can see apartments. Have you tried that? And sometimes
I didn't ask for a leash that was also like a kaleidoscope or something, or like a binocular, though. I just wanted a deluxe model leash. That's all I wanted. I didn't want all this hoopla.
Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby, hi. Yeah, listen, I just wanted to check in on you, see how things are going down here. Clearly, you need some help, it seems.
Okay,
You've got a line. I mean, it's clear to me, but, I'm going to take my break, but then I'm going to come back.
Okay, I'll do the best I can, sir. Have you tried holding it in front of the dog's eyes? Because sometimes the dog enjoys that. They're expecting that they're not going to be able to see anything, but because of the deluxe nature of this product, they can see you, they can see strangers, they can see anything they want.
I didn't want a leash that had the little like side view mirrors, okay? I have the eyes myself. I can see what's all around my puppy.
Side view mirrors is a good idea. I'll pass that on to development, but that's not what this product is about, sir. let's see. Does it make a sound when you whirl it around its head without the dog attached, of course?
Around its head, I mean, I didn't ask for a propeller either, all right? Like I said, it's
Yeah.
deluxe model. No propellers. I don't want it to be like see-through or invisible or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think we can help you, sir. Let me do the paperwork here. Give me just a second. And you now have $87.46 credit for your transparent leash.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll make sure to give you a good review on Yelp and all that.
Thank you. Appreciate that from you. Have a good day,
Yeah,
sir.
it was just a misunderstanding. You have a good day now.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Good
Can I
news
help you?
then. I have quite the selection of things. Oh, boom.
Oh my God. You bought the jumbo box, didn't you? The jumbo box.
Oh,
That's funny you should say that. I do see that they're all extra large size.
yes.
Yeah. Well, what seems to be the problem?
Well, in my haste to go as big as possible, I may have gone too big on some, but too small on others, and they're all mismatched now.
Oh, I see. Well, that could be a problem. That could be embarrassing in the right circumstances. I mean, you're all in the mood and everything, and partner's all in the mood, and you go for what you think will fit. And I hope that hasn't happened to you, sir. I apologize on behalf of the store if it has.
No. Yeah, well, yes. Unfortunately, it has.
I'm so sorry.
As I said, they're mismatched. I need all of them to be the same size, and I was embarrassed that I shared socks with my partner, and they did not fit.
Well, that's a problem. We can fix the size issue. No problem. We've got warehouses full of all kinds of sizes, but wasn't there something else that was really off-putting? I mean, not to be indelicate about it, but did you notice an odd smell when you unrolled it?
Yes, that's another reason I'm returning them, because of the pungency.
Okay. For some people,
Stinky?
Stinky, yeah. It's not what some hip people call it, but stinky will do.
Hey, Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby, how's it going out there?
As well as I can tell, sir.
Okay. Well, listen, that's great. I'm almost done with my break. I wanted to let you know, George Clinton is going to be in town next week, and I know you're a big fan. You want me to pick us up some tickets?
Please do, and
okay.
Send him to the store, because he might like what this person is trying to return.
Yeah, I think that's.
Ooh, what's that smell?
Yeah. It didn't help that they're different colors, and some of them make noise in certain movements. That wasn't enough. Well, yeah. I mean, that's where our R&D is working on now to, supply all the oohs and ahs that maybe you're. I'm not casting aspersions on your skill, but some people need a little extra help with the shall we say, auditory side of this intimate encounter. But the smell was more powerful than that, right?
Well, yes, the reeking pungency. The stench, the smelliness, the off-putting, unpleasant smell.
some people use those same terms to describe a kind of music, and I wonder if maybe you don't play that on your stereo while you're, do you? I mean,
You mean,
that's
do I get down with the funk?
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ding, ding.
yeah, I'm a funky guy.
Oh,
And
okay.
these
Well,
weren't
then,
funky enough.
oh, well, that is a different problem entirely. We can put these. I think the company that produces these sent along a funkifying chamber, and we could put it in there, and just let it sit for a week, and then I think you will be pleasantly surprised when you unwrap the next one.
Yes, when I unwrap my funky edible underwear.
Oh, now that's a great idea. Hold on a second. We'll send that to R&D as well. And to make sure that you get the right size, I suggest you grab an average size banana and try fitting a couple on that, just to see whether we do want to have you a satisfied customer.
Well, they weren't for me. I poke holes in all of these condoms and hand them out to funk bands. Try to get them off the road so that they will stop, and I can be the funk king.
What a diabolical plan. Do you have your seat with you? I'm prepared to give you store credit.
Yes, but I did practice poking holes in it, so you will have to look around.
Holes in the seats don't matter. Let's see. I'll put a special note, all the same size. Now, again, not to be indelicate, but what size would you suggest for these funky musicians?
Let's just say every funk musician is well endowed.
Okay, we'll go for the extra, extra, super duper large.
You have to be that confident to get that funky.
That is true. That is true. And here you go, $148.17 store credit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Poke a hole in you when I go. Boop.
Oh,
Ding, 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 ding.
And scene.
Oh, he's back. He was. I thought you were having internet issues. So okay, good.
No worries. Thank you. Well, it's funny you Ricky, that you mentioned poking a hole in Joe Lobb. Now I went away because that is the secret thing this week, and that means it's time to play Cabbage or Camel, the secret thing. As I'm trying to get my screen up. Epic fail.
I would like to brag that I got almost the exact date that it switched from digital to analog.
That's pretty good. Were you looking it up, or were you guessing?
I just knew it off the top of my head, kinda.
That's pretty amazing, actually.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
I want money for it.
Okay. Absolutely not. We'll give you light praise at best.
I can give you counterfeit money.
Yeah, we'll do that too. Yeah, Worm will give you counterfeit
I'll have
money.
a counterfeit if.
Or
okay. That was the last game, Mrs. Meatwad. The last game was the place to have the counterfeit.
I will pay you in sending you the correct background for this
game.
Thank
you. I was gonna ask.
There you go. Yeah.
In the Discord, the game. Folks, it's in the Discord.
It's in the Discord.
Oh.
And you two at home can also have this lovely background. If you
I know,
just
who
send
wouldn't
an
want
email to ComedyFLOPs, you can have it. It's cool.
And a postage paid envelope. we'll send it to you. So the game we're playing is one called Cabbage. Try that again.
I'll just play by my own rules.
And the game we're playing is apparently having a stroke on camera. Game is called Cabbage or Camel, where I give the flops a random object, and they have to tell me if that object is more cabbage or camel. And tonight's special object is something we were talking about before the show. Mrs. Meatwad, I feel like you're going to have a real edge on this one. It is the humble cassette.
Yes.
Yes. Some of us remember it, and some of us of the younger generation are discovering it. Yes. Doesn't work well with the background, but you can see it fading in and out.
Is that blank?
No, it's not.
It doesn't have a label.
That's because not all of them did, which meant I had to listen to them all to see what was on them.
What's on it?
Well, this one also has a defect. This was one from one of my friends, so it's probably got either radio music or song ideas or just conversation.
I got Bill
Yeah.
Cosby.
Ooh, that's bad. Man, we don't talk
yeah.
about him anymore. So my question, dear Flops, is this cassette more Cabbage or Camel? Let's start with Joe Lobb. Cabbage or Camel? What do you think?
Yeah. Cassettes are associated with tracks.
That's true.
And camels do make tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they even lead to camel treasure.
That's true.
Cabbages, as far as I know, are pretty stationary. They don't move, and if they did, they just roll, and they wouldn't make any tracks. So I'm going to go with camel.
Okay, Joe Lobb says camel. Let's kick it over to Wormhammer. Wormhammer, this cassette, what do you think? Cabbage or camel?
Yeah, that I'm gonna have to agree
Oh.
is a camel.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because for two reasons,
Okay.
but they're basically the same reason actually. It's because they're making a comeback. The camels are making a comeback, and this was not predicted by most economists.
Mm-hmm.
And the cassettes are also making a comeback,
True.
which is why our dear Flop, Mrs. Meatwad, has been buying them and getting a lot of, getting a lot of them so there can be a big payoff someday in the future, and buying a lot of camels that you, in fact, supplied her a few weeks ago, if my memory serves me well.
That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, it is a camel.
Going with camel. Okay. Rigamarole, what do you think? Cabbage or camel?
Very simple answer. Both of these people are fools. We weren't playing
yeah.
Cabbage or Camel today, gang. We were playing Cabbage or Cremel. And as far as I can tell, if you think that's a caramel, then you're completely wrong. It's a cabbage.
Okay.
Look at how it spins. Does a caramel spin like that? A cabbage spins like that.
Okay. I think this is a Rigamarole from the multiverse where they play that very game. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna keep my eye on you.
How did you find out? I'll have to go get the real Rigamarole.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
He
buddy.
also stops at stoplights when the light is green.
Yeah.
And goes when it's red.
Red. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that too. Mrs. Meatwad, what do you think? Cabbage or camel?
Cabbage, for one
Okay.
thing. Joe Lobb said the main point of cassettes was tracks, and I think maybe you could argue with that, but I think the real point of cassettes is that you can tape over them and put any music you want on them. And what is taping over a cassette if not wrapping a cabbage in saran wrap? You are taping over the cabbage to keep it fresh. And to keep the cassette fresh, you tape over the existing Steely Dan with newer Steely Dan, or maybe even like the Beatles. So yeah.
Okay. You're saying
I
cabbage?
you could record music onto a cabbage. You would have to have a really good like Sharpie, but you could write sheet music on there.
I would like
Interesting
to
take.
that the point in cassettes is that they're easier to put in your mouth than records are. And that's why we moved the cassettes, so that you could. And CDs are an absolute mess, cutting up the gums.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's hard. That's why they don't give them to babies anymore. Yeah.
You could
Heavy
ride
Grandma.
a cassette easily, though.
That could be true. Heavy Grandma, you were shaking your head. What do you think?
No, yeah, I find a lot of flaws in that argument because first and foremost, I feel like you're confusing cassette with vinyl. You see, when you tape over the vinyl, that's more of the circular motion. So honestly, when you really think about it, it's a camel, because I know for a fact there is a song called "A Horse with No Name," and what is a horse if not a humpless camel? So that's
True.
really where it comes down to. But also, we're thinking about all of these items, cassette, cabbages, camel, but we're forgetting about the real CNC, and that's the Music Factory. They made everybody dance now, and the original, voice that did everybody dance now was actually lip sync. Okay, and the actual voice that did that was in fact a camel, but they decided to use a different, skinnier, better model for some reason, and that was a big old controversy. So I'm sorry, I'm standing up for camel rights and the fact that they should be in the music video, not replaced by some hotter model. And I mean, just you got to stop. You absolutely must stop just slandering the camel name.
Well, I think you've made an excellent point, Heavy Grandma. It's time we come to grips with our history, right? I think it's time we come to grips with our history. Joe Lobb was actually right about the tracks part. It's true. It's true. That's not why this is a camel, but it's certainly camel related. Heavy Grandma, of course, has the moral argument, but it's actually these two divots in here. If we can see them, there they are. These are actually the cassette humps. I don't know if you knew that. There's actually a technical term in the industry, the humps. And that's what makes tonight's object a camel.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody else noticed that we mentioned Horse with No Name, and Horse with No Name was written and performed by America, the British American rock band formed in London in 1970 by Dewey Brunel, Dan Peake, and Gary Beckley.
I knew the band was America. I didn't know they were British.
The trio met as the sons of U.S. Air Force personnel stationed in London, where they began performing live.
Are you reading from Wikipedia?
No, I just know a lot about British American rock band. I did know they were British American rock band, but no, yes, I'm reading for the Wikipedia. This is everybody's favorite game, in which Riggy pulls up Wikipedia and reads it live on the show.
Yeah, well, sure. Who doesn't love that?
Does that mean we have to invent a game called America?
Yeah, we do.
Maybe we might have to. It's true.
How much does America cost?
More than you want to.
That's like a documentary name.
That's true. So it's time to play a game called Monologue into Scene. And this is going to be a game for Heavy Grandma. And then Joe Lobb and Wormhammer are going to create a scene based on Heavy Grandma's story. So Heavy Grandma is going to do a monologue on a topic based on your suggestions. And let me see. There are a lot of good suggestions, really, really great suggestions here, actually. Oh, boy. Heavy Grandma, we'd like you to tell us a story about a time you got lost.
Yeah, the most recent example I can think of getting lost is, I want to say this is around like 2019. I would say I was actually living in Baltimore, Maryland Pride, and so my dad and we were trying to find, apparently there was like this really, popular restaurant that only kind of like the locals know, but we've never been to. So we type up the address of the restaurant, and it was like, oh, it's like a 20 something minute walk, and we're like, okay, it's a bit of a walk, but not bad. So we put it in the like, I guess it's Apple Maps because it was an iPhone, and so we're walking around, and it just keeps relocating over and over and over again, and we ended up having to like walk across like where like the Baltimore Orioles and the Ravens play, and like it was a game day, so we were like ambushed by all the fans, and it kept recalculating over and over and over again. We ended up, so this 20-minute walk ended up being like a 1 hour walk, and we could not find it for the life of us. And so we just called it, we just called it like, this is obviously some like hidden, mystical restaurant that doesn't really exist. It's just an urban legend. Turns out, following a few days afterward, we actually find the place, and I kid you not, it was not a 20-minute walk. It was literally like right behind where our house was. So we literally had to go down 1 block. But apparently, instead of setting it to like the walk setting, it was like, we're gonna set it to like the driving setting or something like that. And it's like, we're gonna make it far more difficult for you. It's like it's like a 2-minute walk, but we're gonna say 20 minutes just so you can like really see the sights and sound of the city. Like, screw your hunger. We're just gonna show you what you need to see in downtown Baltimore. So we were very lost, and we still talk about it every day. We have to use a GPS where it's like, I wonder if it's actually going to take us where we need to go, or we're going to end up walking for another damn hour.
Well, I guess you get your steps in, right? But yeah, that's so totally GPS. Totally GPS indeed. Good story. And so now we're going to see our cast act out that story. Let's see it.
Can you give me that address one more time?
Yeah, it was 759 Acorn Street.
Acorn Street. Okay.
How long is it going to take?
Well, it says we have to turn to the left. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And it says 14 minutes, but they've lied to us before. I mean,
Yeah, it seems a little long.
yeah.
I think it was like down that way, turn right, past the fire hydrant, past the angry lady walking her dog, left, right, left, and then you're there.
Well, I'm game. You want to try it, or do you want to do what this idiot device suggests?
I mean, it's been a long time since I've been here. Maybe we'll trust the machine on this one.
Okay, well, let's go. So to the left,
Yeah.
and walk, go.
I mean,
Wait.
what?
It says we just missed a turn.
That's the interstate, though.
Yeah, I don't think we should walk on the interstate. I'm sorry. I mean, that's
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Maybe we could go straight some more.
Okay, and sort of get at it from a different angle.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. I mean, getting a little hungry, but
Yeah, and these crab cakes are supposed to be the best in the entire city,
yeah. I mean,
if you can find them.
yeah, that'll be worth it if we get there before it closes.
Oh, yeah. What time is it anyway?
It's 4:30. I think they close at 6. So
Today's Sunday. That's right.
yeah.
It would close early.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
We should get a move on though. We should get a move on though.
yeah, let's do that. And go. And
Well, at least the views are nice.
yeah, I'm not interested in looking at stuff right now. I'm interested in eating. Sure, you are too.
I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
What's it saying now?
Well, maybe if I widen it up a little bit, and it looks like it wants us to go into the harbor.
The harbor? Oh,
Yeah, that can't be right. Unless there's
no, we trust it.
tunnel.
I think we trust it.
Well, okay. That looks like a tunnel entrance over there. Let's
Yep.
give it a shot. I mean, a lot of tunnels, they don't have any room for walking at all. It's just if you try to walk, you get run over.
If we get there, it'll be worth it for the food, for the crab cakes. I mean, crab cakes, right? Gotta go by the harbor. Makes sense.
Stop talking about them. You're making me even hungrier.
All right.
Okay,
There's the tunnel right there.
There's the tunnel, and do you see a walkway? I do. Well, it
It's a
looks like there's one for
little
workmen, maybe.
I think we could crawl in it.
Crawl in the tunnel.
Well, you want the crab cakes.
Well, I do, but All right.
Come on, let's go.
Dignity out the window. What the hell? Let's crawl. Dark in
Hey,
here.
good thing I'm going in front. You're gonna get all these cobwebs if it weren't for me.
Oh, well, thanks a lot, son. I appreciate that.
Oh, I see a light.
Okay. Yeah, there is one.
Oh, okay. Put up my foot first. Ah,
Okay. So where the hell are we?
well, it looks
We're
like
in the
we're on the
same
docks.
state? Hmm?
It looks like we're on the docks.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
What's
Maybe
it
this
saying
is
now?
a shipboard restaurant and they move it around to different locations.
Wait. Look across the water. I think I see it over there.
Well, how are you going to get there now?
I think we gotta
feel like
swim.
swimming. Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, you see any boats around?
No.
We
or
want these
bridges.
crab cakes. I mean, we may as well be fishing for them at this point.
Yeah, and wouldn't you know, I left my fishing gear in the car.
Well, here goes.
Whoa, wait. Okay. You're gonna go in. I guess I have to follow. It's
Don't worry about your phone. I mean, don't worry about the phone. Those things are waterproof nowadays.
I don't know. This is an old one. I don't trust it. I can swim with one hand.
Yeah,
Phew.
doesn't smell good.
Yeah, it smells really industrial. I don't know if I'd want to eat crabs that came out of this water. All oily and phew.
Probably clean them off.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh.
Ow! One pinched me.
Oh, did you get it? Did you grab it?
I got away.
Got away. Okay. I'm getting a little tired here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You didn't have any rubber duckies, did you?
No. Well, look, there's a ship with a line hanging off it. Maybe we can climb up on that.
Ow! I got pinched again. Ow! They're everywhere.
They like you. They don't seem to like me.
Got my toe. He's eating my toe.
Oh, geez. Here, hold this a second. I'll go down and see if I can. Loose for you. There we go.
They're everywhere.
Oh no. Oh, and I dropped my phone too. Oh.
And scene. You were eaten by crabs because you had to go in the water, didn't you?
Yeah.
Honestly, how many times have we told you, don't get eaten by crabs?
A lot.
Yeah, I know. And yet
that's why I'm on the land. That's why I operate with the worms.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, particularly when you say it out loud.
Ask your doctor if you experiencing being eaten by crabs.
That's right. So
side effects of this drug may include being eaten by crabs.
There it is. So our next game is a game called Foreign Movie Dub. This is a game for 4 of our flops, which is just about everybody. The actors in this game will be Joe Lobb and Heavy Grandma. They'll be acting out a 2-person scene. You won't hear them because it's a foreign movie, and the producers dubbed it into English, and the dialogue for it will be provided by Mrs. Meatwad and Rigamarole. And we need a title for the movie, so I'm going to go into our chat and I'm going to find you one. Title for this movie would be called A Professional Goof, an American Vacation Story. So, Mrs. Meatwad, why don't you voice Joe Lobb? And Ricky, why don't you voice Heavy Grandma?
I think I can do that.
All right. And Mrs. Meatwad, you'll be off camera.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think we turn here.
It's more.
Nah, 4 more miles, I think.
God, Jesus, I left my rubber nose in my pocket. But anyway, yeah, I think we make another left.
Hey! Watch where you're driving. You're not supposed to take a left here.
Well, do I look like a professional driver? I am a goof. I went to college. I got my degree. Look at the funny faces I can make.
You think
that I don't know you went to college? You don't think I know? You got the goof degree? I was there at your graduation, slipping on every banana peel.
I remember college. Good times.
Yeah.
Good for you, maybe.
Oh, let me just move over. I got takeout right here.
Cracking my neck. Why didn't you get the food that makes
actually...
me go, punch my fingers together?
Well, that's most food. You're honestly very hungry all the time. But I appreciate that you said that.
I wanted a salad.
Well, you should have gotten a salad like 20 minutes ago. Burgers are way better. You can stack all the ingredients. You can even slip like a little squeaky thing in there and troll the customer.
Do you know how many squeaky toys you could shove into a salad? There's layers upon layers of squeaky goodness.
Oh, really? Well, I can think of a lot of layers I can put squeaky things in you. Let me just take a sip of Jack Daniels.
Dude, you know that's completely inappropriate. You're my boss.
Boss schmoss. We're all goofs here.
Hey, a goof's gonna goof, but a line's gotta be drawn somewhere.
You know, I went to mime school. Here's what I can do. You know, the only...
See, I could be sexy drawing a line too.
I bet you couldn't even make someone draw a line down their face with a quarter with lead on it.
How many lives do you think I've been able to ruin with a quarter? So many. What about that guy in Rio? What about that guy in Spain? What about that second guy in Rio?
Well, none of those matter. The only life you've ruined is your own with the quarters.
That's a good point, or else I wouldn't be here, in the car with you, driving along to bury a very goofy body.
Oh, snap. Well, I'm appreciative of what you've said to me this time. You know, thank you. I took my hands off the wheel to make this gesture, and I'm paying the price now.
Are you out of your mind? The trunk opened up. The body's falling across the freeway.
God, I thought I locked it. Oh, come on, get out. Get out of the car.
No,
we need to pull over.
You get out of the car.
No. I have had enough of you. You have been messing with me all day. And I will not have it.
I've been messing with you. You joked that guy so hard he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he was kind of weak, and I'm not really supposed to pick people like that from the audience. He volunteered. He was really tall, and he stood right out in the audience.
You know that priest told us that there's a height limit to that joke.
What?
Yeah, you gotta down and down. You gotta turn. You know, go. Oh, don't get them.
He said,
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you try to do this joke
Oh.
with a man over 6 feet tall, he'd be meeting Jesus, and that's exactly what's happening.
Huh. Well, meeting Jesus is kind of awesome. I mean, you got the crown of thorns, and the robe, and he's God's kid.
We're all God's children.
Not you. Some of us are the devil's children, like that guy.
Hey, just because I was born with horns on my head and they had to have them surgically removed doesn't mean you could bring that up now. I'm also God's child. Screw you.
Only God's children in this car. Get out.
I used to think you were so funny, but you know what? I quit.
Go ahead. You're
You
gonna
know
be
what?
buried with that guy.
The cops are here.
Oh, great. This whole thing wouldn't have happened if we hadn't gone on this American vacation.
And scene. Had to end it on the most ridiculous line. That's perfect. All right. I think we're gonna keep, usually we take a little break, but I think let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm gonna make a little tweak to the set. For time purposes, we are gonna go straight into 10 up, 10 down, which is a quick 2-person scene kind of game. It's going to be for Mrs. Meatwad and Rigamarole, and they are going to build a scene for you, a sentence at a time, and each sentence will have one more word than the previous sentence till they hit 10, and then they'll work their way back down. And so to get them started,
Mrs. Meatwad, have you ever played this game before?
No.
Ah, okay.
You've played it in rehearsal, but I don't know if you've played it in the show. So this is going to be. See, this is a growth.
She ain't played it at all.
I haven't played it at all.
I remember you playing it at my
I
office.
learned to swim a similar way.
Yep. That's why we call it improv.
And that's
so
why Leo's
all right.
drowned.
that's true. That's true.
That's why I got eaten by crabs.
Right.
Your scene is about family.
About what?
Family. Did no one
okay.
understood that?
Your scene's about family.
That's what you heard. Well, that was right. You heard it, Ricky. It's about fervor. Yeah. So I really want you to kill it. About fervor.
Sister!
Brother!
Wait, let's go over the rules again.
Okay, wait.
So
No, okay, no, I get it,
it's okay. Yep. So the next sentence after the one-word sentence.
Oh, okay.
Two.
I thought we both go like one and then both go two.
No.
Okay, no, okay.
That would be a much longer game, and we'll try that again sometime at rehearsal.
Some other
Okay,
time.
sorry.
Sister!
Brother, hi.
How are you?
I'm not the best.
Oh no? What is wrong?
Well, I have many diseases.
Where could you have possibly gotten them?
Well, they are all over me. A bunch.
Please do not touch anything in this house, sis.
I was dragging my hands along all the food.
Oh, Please don't tell me you touched my favorite.
The pigs in the blanket are already gone. Sorry.
Those tiny little wieners look delicious, sis.
But you know what? I don't regret it.
I do. I wish sibling.
I wish sibling too.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Do.
Hug?
And scene. Denied. No hug for you.
Oh, could I have said something?
No, I think your reaction
okay.
was everything, right? No hug.
Yeah.
Okay, you get no hug. All right, yeah. So we all learned 10 up, 10 down with Mrs. Meatwad.
Yes.
Have we
It's
ever
nice
done
to
that
learn
in a
things.
show, actually, or is this the first time
We
we've
have.
actually done it?
No, we've done it in a show. I think we've done it in our in-person shows. I don't know if we've done it in this space. So it's time to get everybody back on, and we're going to play a game called I Can Do That Better. And to tell you a little bit about this game, this is going to be sort of a moderated game. We're going to have two folks start a scene, but at any point, someone who's not actually in the scene can clap in and tell us why they think they can do something better in one of the roles. They'll tap out the cast member and they'll take over that role, and they'll have to do it better. So why don't we start for this game? Well, actually, who wants to start? Who wants to do the establishing scene? Okay, Wormhammer, I see, and anybody else?
I'll do
Ricky, is that
directing.
your hand? You want direct? Okay.
No. I'm directing as in so everyone who's watching at home right now, I'm gonna put the two people who are performing up here in this corner. So we got Evelyn, we got Mrs. Meatwad, and we got Wormhammer now. They're the scene over there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That thank you for your direction. And let's give it let's give them a suggestion. And your suggestion will be something related to a medical story. Something medically related.
Man, what happened to your upper lip?
I got cleft palate surgery.
Whoa. Does it hurt?
Not anymore. Been hurting for 11 years, but I finally got it fixed.
That's cool. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about getting that, but it's a lot, right?
Oh, yes. It's a lot of work to do it yourself.
Oh. Wait, did you operate it on yourself?
In the mirror.
That is impressive. That is impressive. I knew a guy who did that. It was just like, it was kind of like a black market thing. He would
Yeah.
Rigamarole.
I can know more details about this black market thing than Wormhammer can.
Oh, clearly. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the deal is he's down in this alleyway between 5th and 4th, which is
4th and a half.
4th and a half. Hey, you've been.
I've been.
Well, then you must know the secret handshake then.
Of course.
Okay, so we'll do it. All right, yeah. Okay, yep. You got it. All right.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe Meatwad does not know the secret handshake. They do not know the secret handshake. I know that way better.
Which of them do you think flubbed it?
Yeah, so we gotta go in.
Yeah, but which flop do you think didn't do well enough that they should be replaced?
I don't think Miss Meatwad knows the secret handshake.
I think you're right. I think that's true. I think you're right. So let's see it.
Of course I do, because we slam while we suck thumb, and then I suck your thumb.
Yep. Okay.
And of course, you gotta do the worm. You gotta do the worm.
Wait,
and then you do the armpit fart, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, you gotta put the finger in the nose while poking your eyeball at the same time. Because we know,
I'm
as
wearing
part of the
glasses.
black market dealers, yeah, we know that if our eye do get poked a little too much, we can always go to the black market and get a new one.
Mrs. Meatwad.
I cannot wear glasses.
That's true. Riggy Rap.
All right, so I can poke myself in the eye. And then what do I do?
So it's very clear. It's very clear that you know the secret handshake. You know how this all works. But
Well,
I gotta
Lobb.
say, I
can get the crowd's attention better than Heavy Grandma.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Hey, everybody! Come look at this guy. He's going to poke himself in the eyes.
I'm already
every day.
doing it.
Not so hard. Jeez.
Warhammer.
I
Yes.
can be publicly humiliated better than Mrs. Meatwad.
I know,
That,
but go
that
ahead.
tracks
try.
with what I know about you. Yeah, go ahead. Humiliate you.
Do that again in slow motion. Come on. Give the crowd a thrill.
I can do a better impersonation
your
of
eye.
Nicolas Cage than Leo can.
I think that's true. Yeah, let's say it.
The bees! Ah! A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, K, F, G, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I was in Family Man with,
No shit.
yeah. You know that
Wow,
movie?
I'm impressed.
I can be more surprised about Riggy being in Family Man than Joe Lobb.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. Let's say it.
What?
You seem very surprised that I was in a movie in the 90s.
Oh my God. How? Well, tell me everything.
All right, so I was this guy who lived in New York City alone, who gave up his life with the girl of his dreams for his job.
You know what? I feel like I could be a better actor in describing the movie than Riggy.
Yes.
You good? All right. Well,
Let's say it.
So whoa, there I was, and with the Adam Sandler, and he had like a remote control that could like fast forward and go backwards in his life. It's quite crazy. You know, I was an angel, but he was like the bad one because I'm the angel of death. It's a phenomenal movie. It's very, very funny. Yeah.
Well,
So
I mean-
anyway, yeah, I want to buy an eye, but not the vowel. I'm talking about the body part.
Anything for a
It
movie
doesn't
star
real
who was in a
important.
movie. Hey, I'll give you one.
Well,
Buy one, get one free, just for you.
Mrs. Meatwad.
now that's
I can
what
offer
I
a
call
way
a
better
deal.
deal.
What's that?
I can offer a way better deal than Leo did.
Yeah, you can.
All right. I can get you 3 free, no gimmicks, no anything. I'll just give you 3.
Well, what are you giving me? What's the gimmick? I mean, are you giving me legs because I'm walking? Because I'm not a fan of puns. So if you give me legs, I'm going to say no deal.
Riggy,
I can like puns.
you do like puns.
All right. I'll tell you what. I hope it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Hand him over.
All right. Sorry, that might have been insensitive. I know you don't like your voice.
Oh, were you trying to imitate me?
No,
Because if you were,
I was just.
Joe Lobb.
I can crack up hysterically better than Heavy Grandma.
Yeah, but Heavy Grandma's not in the scene.
I'm a bystander.
I'm just standing by. Bam! Whoa. Because if you were trying to make fun of my voice, that's gonna be the nail in your coffin.
I don't get it.
I can
Wormhammer.
get it. I can get it.
I'm skeptical, but go ahead.
Ah, that's a good one.
Thank you. You know who taught me that was Bruce
No.
Willis.
Wow. Bruce Willie, huh?
That's right. Bruce Willie.
Yeah, I knew him back in the day. But he was before he was Bruce Willis. He was just Bruce Will.
Is he a frequent customer here?
Yeah, his name gets longer each time as well. I actually knew him back when he was just BW. He's come here 7 times since.
I only knew him professionally speaking.
Yeah. So what was his name when you met him?
His name was Bruce Willis. He just kept adding S's at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep making Willis longer. But probably the next time he comes in, it'll be Bruce Stolomew.
I think maybe he could just give himself a middle name.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but the guy needs a lot of legs and stuff.
I can figure out the middle name. I can figure out the middle name.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, so he goes by the name of Bruce Juice Willis now. He sells his own Bruce Juice, and it's very delicious, you know. But you know, the calories. I mean, whoa! I mean, you got like 900 calories in just the one thing.
Mrs. Meatwad.
But yeah,
I can tell you
by
a
Bruce
lot
Juice.
more about the juice.
Let's hear it.
No, she can.
All
That's
right,
the
so
problem.
Well, we're gonna find out.
in the 1960s, he was signed to the Buffalo Bills in what was the biggest single contract.
I don't care
for
about the juice. I need to know if you're buying something or not.
Well, my story is priceless. So anyway, he was signed to the Buffalo Bills in the biggest single deal in history because he was in the Naked Gun movies
Riggy.
as
I can
an
skip
actor.
to the good part.
Yeah.
All
you
right.
sure can. Let's do it.
So he was innocent. He was proven innocent.
He was in
And it was-
Naked Gun. That's the good part. It's the only good part of the whole story. He's in Naked
Wow.
Gun.
The naked, yeah, I mean, that's okay.
It's a
And for
gun.
most of the
and
Naked
it's
Gun,
naked.
he was laying down in a hospital.
I've
bed.
never even seen a clothed gun. That's not really
Well,
impressive.
I actually know the best part of the story. It's not the Naked Gun part.
Bring us home, Heavy Grandma.
Yeah. So the best part of the story is that he did something so messed up they stopped making the Ford Bronco. I mean, when I messed up, they don't cancel like the Ford Fiesta. I mean, can you imagine messing up so much? No. So
No.
that's the funniest thing. I mean, they brought back the Bronco though, but funnily enough, he was not a player on the Broncos. Could you imagine?
I can imagine.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's gonna be
yeah.
59 for the leg and the eye. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you accept?
I would just like to say before we move on, you may not have seen a gun wearing clothes, but bullets are always wearing jackets. Boom.
So I want to know, where in the scene did Bruce Willis become Christopher Walken?
No, Christopher Walken was talking about Bruce Willis.
Okay,
Did you lose internet or did you just fall asleep?
Walking and talking.
I missed that piece of. I was paying attention, like who's like raising their hand. That I must have missed that one piece and tuned out for a second.
Everybody's gonna be talking like this the rest of the night, and you're not gonna know what to do.
All right, let's do it.
So,
Bam! Whoa! It's all cornflakes.
Sham! Wow!
I had a friend who used to do a Bruce Willis, not Bruce Willis, a Walken impersonation talking about Skittles. All the colors of the rainbow.
They don't even taste like what they say they taste like.
I'm getting psyched out.
And you get confused. Sometimes they got an M on them and they taste like chocolate. It's not right.
I heard that Skittles put twice as many candies as there are bowling pins in an alley. But this time they're all different colors.
Talk to your doctor if your Skittles taste like M&Ms.
Some of them are the same flavor, even if they're different.
I don't like the red
side
ones.
effects of Skittles are spontaneous combustion and starring in a film.
I actually
Bruce
went to the
Willis.
jungle to get the tropical flavors.
I compared it to the taste of a banana, but the texture's all wrong.
And it didn't make me crave milk after I ate it.
Interestingly enough, I did meet O.J. Simpson once.
That's another one of the juices we talk about.
It was made entirely of Skittles, it turned out.
I also auditioned to be a Naked Gun, but when I
He was
showed up
found
without my
liable.
clothes on, they said, "Go home, Chris."
Don't find many magazines about that anymore, if you know what I mean.
We interrupt this show to bring you an attack of the sillies.
I have no idea if we have any audience still, but
We're just completely
laughing my ass off.
so derailed. It doesn't matter.
That's a beautiful thing. All right, so let's see if we can get it back on track for one or two more games. Let's go with, oh gosh, I don't know.
What do you guys
Let's
want to
go.
Let's food indecision.
Let's go with poetry translation.
Let's do that.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Wormhammer. So this is a game for Heavy Grandma and Wormhammer. Heavy Grandma is going to play the world's renowned poetess or poet from outer I'm gonna get it back, I promise, from outer Slovovia. And they are going to read their very, very famous poem, I Took a Drive with Christopher Walken. Now, of course, our poet doesn't speak English, so thankfully Wormhammer does speak Outer Slobovian, so Wormhammer has graciously agreed to translate for us. We look forward to hearing this fine work.
Sam, Yavlikdan, Harbadashra.
We got into the car 9:15 a.m.
Ha! Det var skön. Jag vet inte, det är Smorgeborg.
It was a convertible.
Afrikan, Lucian, Politikan.
He put in the key and turned it, and it made a sound like.
Haga! Det är skön. No!
Huzzah! The car finally turned on. But the radio was playing AM and not FM.
Det är skön. Det är det. Det är skön. Jag vill säga, jag ska ha det bra.
And Christopher Walken said, "Oh, I hate this."
Jag vet inte. Jag vill gå. Jag vill gå. Wow! Jag vill ha det.
So then we began to drive without any music.
Yes. Jag ska vara sen. Jag vill göra det. Afrikan. Haram. Patriotiskan. Nalikan.
We talked about the difficulties of life, and he gave me very good advice.
Ja. Men det går sen. Det går sen.
He told me, never stop at a stop sign.
Det ska. Det ska. Det är good. But the sun is down, and you know it's good. If the government gets done, the government done, the government, the citizens get done, then there's more work.
But in taking his own advice, he didn't stop at a stop sign, and we got absolutely T-boned by the limousine coming from the perpendicular direction, and we were completely totaled. And Christopher Walken, he won't be walking anymore. The limousine's engine melted his face off, and his head went straight through the windshield. I got out of the car, somehow unscathed, and went over to what remained of Christopher Walken. He was dead, but his face still had one expression on it. It looked something like this. From now on, I don't step into cars. I walked up the hill away from the city. I looked back to see how far I come. The bustling noises far away now. And as the sun set, I fell asleep and had dreams of Chris.
Wow. Ooh, wow.
Wow. I was sure his last words were more cowbell. All right. Sometimes the poems are deep and in the soul. That was one of them. So, it is time for one more game. And Flops, I give you a choice tonight. Would you rather play Would I Lie to You, or would you rather play 5-line movie genre scene?
Would I lie?
Would I lie to you?
Well, that seems pretty unanimous. All right. So Would I Lie to You is a storytelling game. We're going to have two flops each tell us their best story on a particular topic. And we'll get that topic in just a moment. And then, after we've heard their stories, our Grand Inquisitor will ask them each a question to try and probe whether they were telling the truth or whether they were big liars.
I'm Grand.
That's right. Mrs. Meatwad will be our Grand Inquisitor, and our storytellers will be Joe Lobb and Wormhammer. And then, after we've heard the stories and they've been wizarated, I think I made that word up. In fact, I know I did. We will then decide who had the better story, and then we will decide who we think was lying and who was fibbing. And of course, you, our audience, can also in the chat tell us what you think as well. So let us get a topic for their stories. So we would like to hear your best vacation story. And either one of you can start. Whoever would like to go first can start.
I'll start.
Okay, Joe Lobb, let's hear your best vacation story.
Hey, when I was a young preteen, like 10, 12, we took a yearly vacation on Cape Cod. and we rented a cottage there. And the owner also lived downstairs. I don't remember which summer this was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the first one, but maybe the second or third. I woke up in the morning and I felt a little funny. I couldn't describe it exactly, but things just didn't seem right somehow. And I talked to my parents. I asked my parents, look, why am I feeling this way? And they were kind of amused, and I asked them, what were they laughing about? And they said that in the middle of the night, like 2, 3 in the morning, I had gotten up and made a long, impassioned speech on the importance of farming. Actually, I had gotten out of bed to do this and stood at the head of the stairs, made the speech, finished up, and then went back to bed. And of course, I remembered absolutely none of this. But my parents are straight up folks. They wouldn't lie to me. So I guess I have to believe that somewhere in my past history there is this long, involved speech on why farming is so important to us. And it is. I mean, that is what I believe, but I would have never expected it to come out in the way that it did. And that's my story.
Okay, Joe Lobb, thank you very much. Wormhammer, it is now time for your story.
Yes. So my family has a long history of going to Canada each year, sometimes once, sometimes twice. We visit family, we stay in various places. And this last Christmas, we went to none other than Montreal, and we stayed in an Airbnb, and it was me, my grandparents, and my aunt and uncle, and my cousin, and my parents, and my brother, and my other grandparent. And it was a large Airbnb. It was very fancy, and it was a very nice place. And we tried our very nice to keep it in tip-top shape as much as we could. And we did a good job, I'd say, for the most part, until one night. It was after we'd had a nice family dinner and had great conversations and things like that. I decided that I would make some tea. And so I filled up the, kettle, and put it on the stove and put water in it, turned the stove on. It was an electric stove. And I went and sat on the couch by the Christmas tree and just was on my phone. And the couch was positioned so that I was not facing the kitchen. Had my back to it. And then, my grandma's in there too. My mom's somewhere around. And after a few minutes, my grandma says, "Oh my gosh, something's burning over there." And I look over to the stove, and the kettle was just on fire. It was melting. And I was like, "Oh no." And my brother rushed in. We had to put on oven mitts, and he took it out, and he opened the screen door and put it on the deck where the snow was, and we put it out like that, and the whole thing was just melted because it was an electric kettle that I put on the stove, and I didn't know that it was electric, and because I'd never used that before. I thought it was just regular. And it melted, and I felt really bad about it, and the day was ruined for me after that. And we had to buy another one for the family.
Okay. 2 very, very interesting stories. Mrs. Meatwad, as our Grand Inquisitor, it's time to ask each of them a question to probe their stories for falsehoods.
All right, Leo.
Yeah.
Did you have to plug in the electric kettle? Did you have to plug in the electric kettle?
No, I didn't know it was an electric kettle. I just put it on the stove and turned on the stove, and it melted.
Okay. Huh. All right, Joe Lobb.
Yes.
Could you describe to me you said the person that owned the inn lived on the bottom floor, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Could you hypothetically walk to his room from your residence without coming across any locked doors?
Well, first of all, it was a she.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we were in the upstairs of the same house that she was in, so I wouldn't have to walk anywhere.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. The hole that I thought was in Joe Lobb's story was he was at the top of the stairs. And so I was thinking, what stairs? If it's in what I was imagining was like there's a hotel lobby and then there's a house on top of it that's inaccessible from the lobby. You have to go outside. But I'm thinking that
you just have to ask questions to help us figure it out.
Oh, sorry.
And yourself. That's okay. That's okay. Let's get everybody back on screen. You can theorize. Yeah, we'll get there.
Let the Mrs. Meatwad theorize. I'm interested.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Can I say something about Leo's story?
Yeah, of course.
Methinks that he would have heard the kettle screech before he realized there was a fire. So that's the thing in his story.
Interesting.
But there was no kettle screech because it was an electric.
I'm sorry.
kettle.
Were you asked a question? Were you asked a gosh darn question? Then you sit back. This is an interrogation, not country club.
Whoa, hey! Okay, I was
Not a
just
country
trying to
club.
give our audience to make them informed decision. Informed decisions.
I'm sorry, Leo. I'm sorry.
How did he
I don't know what
finally
came over me.
Okay, and so yeah.
Well, let's start.
You think you can speak to me like that? You think they want to see that? No.
No, they kind of do want to see it. I think.
Yeah,
a
they
little
probably
bit.
do.
A little bit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what came up. Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's no worries.
You don't know what came over you?
Start
What's your problem?
You want to do this again?
We'll finish the show with everything just being outraged, no matter what's said. So, let's start with what? Let's start with who do we think had the better story? And so everybody can vote except for the folks who actually told the stories. And folks at home, you can vote too. So put in the chat who you think had the better story of the two. And I'll go to each flop. Riggy, who do you think had the better story, Joe Lobb or Wormhammer?
Joe Lobb, because he was trying to instigate a farmers' revolt.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so we got a vote. We have a vote for Joe Lobb. All right. Heavy Grandma, who do you think had the better story?
Now, I'm going to have to disagree with Riggy. I think Wormhammer just had the better alibi, the better story. That is not a face of a liar.
Okay. Let's see. Mrs. Meatwad, who do you think had the better story?
I think Leo, because I think that would be so fun to watch close to the holidays, like from afar where you couldn't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would just like see the Christmas lights and then the one big light of the fire. And then they open the door and you can finally hear everything. And then the hiss of the snow as it goes up in flames.
It's the whole thing. So I also, I have to say, I have to give the nod to Wormhammer also, just for the imagery of an electric kettle on a gas stove. That was good. And our audience vote, actually, also is 3 votes for the worm. So in a pretty big pummeling of Joe Lobb, Wormhammer gets the bonus point for best story.
So tastefully said. You got pummeled.
I would actually.
We've never had one that lopsided, if I'm being really honest.
That Joe lopsided? But
Joe,
I'm sorry. I just do it in the voice. Joe lopsided. My apologies.
I would actually vote for the story myself.
Yeah, well, thank you. So
you got hammered by the Wormhammer.
The Wormhammer. So the next thing.
Your rackets don't stand a chance against me, pet. Sorry.
Are you done?
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Do you want to win this or not?
I'm sorry.
So, audience, my question to you is, who was lying and who was truthing? So in the chat, tell us if you think Joe Lobb is a liar or a truther, and the same for Wormhammer. And I'm going to go through the flops now and ask them the same question. Let's start first with Joe Lobb's story. Riggy, what do you think? Was he lying
100%.
or truthing?
Joe Lobb, he definitely lied. Joe Lobb has said, keep those dirty vegetable people away from me, and talking about farmers before. And that leads me to believe that he would never have stood up for farmers in the way he did.
Yeah, that's fair. Heavy Grandma, what do you think? Was he lying or truthing?
I still think Joe Lobb is absolutely lying. 100%. No doubt in my mind. Just, I don't know. Like I said, I can read it in people's faces, and unfortunately, that's the face of a liar.
Okay. Mrs. Meatwad, you got to probe their stories. Joe Lobb lying or truthing?
All right, so I came up with another Encyclopedia Brown thing. This is the second time that Joe Lobb has been to this vacation house, or like one of the early times, right? You said that?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So when you're sleepwalking, I feel like where you sleepwalk has to relies on like your knowledge of the space and your like muscle memory. And so I don't think you would have had enough muscle memory at that point to stop at the edge of the stairs. You would have teeter-tottered all the way down and had a close brush with death, and you would be tumbling and you were spewing farmer nonsense all the way down. And so that's why I think it's fake.
Okay. So that is, let's see, that is 3 that think Joe Lobb is lying. Don't tell us yet. Joe, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. You're a righteous person. You try and do the right thing. I think you're telling the truth. But let's see what our audience thinks. Let's see. We have 1 thinks you're lying and 1 thinks you're telling the truth. So, again, don't tell us yet. You have 4 votes for lie, 2 votes for truth. But let's, before we reveal, let's probe Wormhammer's story. Rigamarole, what do you think?
Most of it was true, but he did lie at the end. Leo died in that fire.
So you're saying the story is a lie then?
I'm saying the story is a lie because he's trying to convince us he's not a ghost.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Heavy Grandma, what do you think?
For Wormhammer or Joe Lobb? Sorry.
Wormhammer. Yeah, Wormhammer.
Oh, Wormhammer. Oh, yes. So yeah, like Wormhammer, I feel like telling the truth. Not a ghost. I have seen ghosts, and while there are some paleness similarities, I do not see through you, so therefore you are not a ghost.
Okay. All right, so we get a vote for truth. Mrs. Meatwad, what do you think? You know Wormhammer well.
I know this is true because even though I was giving the ruse of probing Wormhammer's story, I remember that after this happened, he told me in confidence that he had burned his throat in this accident, and it causes his voice to fluctuate randomly through various celebrities. So I think it's
not true.
real. It's real.
You get giving the vote of truth to Wormhammer. Okay. So let me see. Okay. I also think Wormhammer was telling the truth. It's the kind of thing someone would do, not realizing. I think it could happen. Wormhammer, of course, is a voracious tea drinker. I think we all know that. He's always with the 14-gallon jug of tea. So I think it is probably a true story. And checking on our audience here, you had two that say you're a big liar, Wormhammer. So we'll add those votes in.
Before we decide, I think it's important. I put a poll in our chat. Please answer it. It's very important. We'll reveal the results of the poll at the end.
I don't see a poll in the chat. With the YouTube chat?
Yeah, in the YouTube chat, there's a poll.
I don't see it.
Is Wormhammer a ghost? Yes or no? That's
whatever the answer to this, whatever the most popular answer is the truth.
It's the truth. Yeah. Oh, I see. There it is. It's just showing me a bar. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. All right. So we will reveal that, of course, at the end. What his corporeal status is. But so right now, Wormhammer, you had 5 people saying you're a big liar and 3 saying, we believe you. Were you lying or truthing?
I was truthing, and I felt very bad about it.
Okay, so Wormhammer, you fooled 5 people. So you have a score of 5 plus your bonus point for best story. You have 6 points here. Joe Lobb. It's going to be a tough margin to make up.
I don't think I can. But
were you lying or were you truthing?
That is a 100% true story.
All right.
And some of you may know that I do not believe in metaphysics of any kind, but things like that make me wonder. Did William Jennings Bryan's spirit enter my body and decide to speak out?
Doesn't believe in metaphysics. Yes, he's among a ghost right now.
It's
probably I know.
because of all those ancient farmer burial grounds you desiccated.
I think that was probably it.
Yeah.
So Joe Lobb, you managed to fool 4 people, which is pretty stellar. It wasn't enough to overtake Wormhammer, but it was a fine performance. Way to make up ground. And but our champion tonight in this game is in fact Wormhammer. So congratulations to Wormhammer.
Thank you.
Now, on the poll we all care about, of course, is Wormhammer in fact a ghost? Well, 75% of people say yes, in fact, Wormhammer is a ghost. So Wormhammer, I don't know if you're aware that you're a ghost. Sorry. I hope it wasn't a painful passing.
No, it all started. I was in an accident. Because I don't go through.
Remind me of a Bruce Juice movie.
Yeah, I go through stop signs.
I hear they're writing a poem about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to read that in the original language.
I think Christopher Walken will be portraying you too, so it should be pretty epic.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Quite an honor.
They're doing a tremendous job aging him down in CGI to look your age.
Right? Yeah.
He's still gonna walk like he's 80 years old, but he'll look like he's a kid.
Yeah, totally. Look like Wormhammer all the way. Yes, indeed. Well, this brings our foolishness to an end for this Friday. Thank you for everybody.
Goof all night.
Well, you should. You should. If Mrs. Gumby will tolerate it, go for it. You should do it. So that brings this show to a close. We will be at the 8 Gallery on the last...
Oh no, that looks terrible.
Oh yeah. Last Thursday of the month. I'm going to repeat that, so make sure everybody heard it. We're going to be at the 8 Gallery. Will you stop talking? We'll be at the 8 Gallery the last Thursday of the month for an in-person show. Come check that out as well. Okay, Wormhammer, you can come back now.
Okay.
It's the 28th.
Thursday.
That is
the 28th at 6, 7. What time?
7.
At
7
p.m. Eastern Standard
supporting
Time.
your time. That's right. Still supporting Planned Parenthood of Greater New York. It was fun. I haven't laughed that hard since I don't know when, but the walking thing killed me.
You just did a show on Wednesday.
The walking thing is the highlight of the week. I'm pretty sure. And Wednesday was pretty funny, but the walking thing killed me. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for everybody who watched us tonight, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Donate to Planned Parenthood.
Brad just left, didn't he?
Just gone.
Well, he's going to donate.
Are we still on, or are we?
Yeah, you're still on. I'm just messing with you.